Hey, quick order of business before the fun and games start. Urban Rugby America is an organization worthy of your attention and donations as it helps kids that are at risk through rugby, and it's not just on the pitch, it's off the pitch as well. Indeed, our very own John Bradshaw Layfield, the WWE Hall of Famer, highly recommends Urban Rugby America and is working closely with Urban Rugby America. But please, don't hold that against them. Urban Rugby America. Your donation can change a life. Here's the link where you can donate and find out more. And now to the fun and games. This is the Rugby Odds, where an unlikely pundit panel of a wordsmith, a WWE legend, a rugby star, and a supermodel scour the globe, seeking best bets and bad behavior. Are you not entertained? And welcome back to the Rugby Odds, and welcome to our stellar panel.
Are you upset at this again? You're the most boring host ever. We're going to 2 Cents Rugby.
Of WWE Hall of Famer, John Layfield, who's muted so we can get through the intro, King Gift Egbelu, the inventor of words, and 3-time Olympic Sevens coach Mike Friday, along with George Hook, who will come in later, the Irish rugby legend. And guys, let's just get rid of all of the awkwardness right away. I'm not going to talk about how you're going to pay me, Mike, for the Munster versus Leinster matchup, which you took Leinster, I took Munster. I'm not going to bring up how Leicester beat Bath or Bath, whatever you want to call them, Mike. But you mocked me for being drunk when I picked the Tigers, Mike. You mocked me for being drunk, man.
Not as drunk as those Bath players were. Not as drunk as those Bath players were.
And we don't need to talk about or rehash how all of you ganged up on me for picking Tadgh at home when you all picked Bay of Plenty.
I didn't gang up on you. I don't even know who Tadgh is.
And you picked Hawke's Bay when we all picked Canterbury.
No, I picked Canterbury.
You did pick Canterbury.
Oh, and you sent us a text saying URC teams are stacked and loaded this week, while the Bulls sent their third team.
That's it.
At best, third team. You know, like watching rugby with you, on the text, it's like watching it with Rain Man. Here's what he does. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. Oh, the ball just went out of bounds. He texts us this. Oh, so-and-so got a red card.
Yeah.
Oh, it's halftime. It is like being on a text chain with Rain Man.
I know my audience. I read the room.
No, you don't.
I know
These guys are smart.
Too information. Too much.
Mike is a legendary coach.
John,
he doesn't need to know the ball went out of bounds.
John, I'm not talking about
King
the other
is
guy.
a king.
We're not talking about the other guys here, John. We're talking to you. And I didn't want to have to dime it down a notch.
I don't even want you on the text chain. I don't know. I just don't know how to block you.
Just because everything I said was accurate.
Oh, yeah. Because the Bulls brought their solid third team.
No, I was right about Ulster. I was right about Munster. I was right about Leicester. All the big matches I was right about.
Would you go on with the show?
Mike, do you want to change gears here, bring something up? Before we get to the first segment, what caught your eye?
I'm just
Which currency you're going to pay me in?
I'm just going to congratulate you. Every dog has his day. It was your week. I just hope you actually did put some proper money on that treble.
You know what?
How much money did you put on it, Matt?
Again,
how much money did you put on it?
Off camera, we talked about how money isn't everything, and you don't have to put a value on things.
I would never agree with that.
Go to Super Brew and look at my record on Super Brew, Rugby Wrap-Ups.
Yeah, go to Super Brew and see I'm 9th out of 191 right now.
Gift, did you have anything you wanted to bring up? Nice jersey. It's a very nice jersey, Gift.
I'll give it to one. Northampton did have nice jersey. I don't even know. That was
Northampton was in yellow. They were in yellow.
They were in neon yellow. That is a beautiful color of yellow that they used.
That looked mustard to me. Mustard yellow. Not neon yellow.
Not a piss yellow. A great use. Not like, once again, the Bulls with their ugly turquoise and white freaking jerseys. Those are hideous.
It's powder blue. It's Argentina.
No. Argentina is blue, not turquoise. They have aqua. Get your colors right, son. Get your colors right.
You like the ugly yellow jerseys better than the Bulls jerseys?
Those jerseys were not ugly yellow. Those were a good, light, bright yellow jersey. Those were great. This was a good color. The other one, it's dirty water blue.
That is absolutely
But most importantly,
ridiculous.
Ulster has the biggest 14 I've ever seen in my life. What the heck? Mike, what is going on with that? Why does Ulster's 14 look like he's a prop?
Who was the 14?
I don't remember his name. He had long hair.
There was a bigger
the dude was massive.
There was a bigger wing coming in, the South African that came in for Red Bulls.
Again, ball goes out of bounds. You bring up a 14 king, and Matt has no idea what you're talking about. Goes, oh, there's a 14.
Do you know who he is?
There's a 14 for the Harlem team I watch.
There wasn't any
there's a
giant
14
for
the New York
Ulster.
Blues I watch.
It was Jacob Stockdale. Jacob Stockdale's a big dude, but he's not a giant. Who's he talking about? I don't know who he's talking about.
Hold on, let's look this up.
But you had Calouri for Saracens, 19-year-old, who we'll bring up in a little bit.
I'm specifically talking about Ulster.
Okay, then you're probably talking about Jacob Stockdale, who's not 6'5".
Who said he was 6'5"?
He's their biggest wing.
Dude.
He's their biggest wing. They have small wings.
What does that have to do with anything? He's huge.
Exactly.
He's huge.
It's got nothing to do with nothing.
Biggest wing I've ever seen.
Mike, these idiots.
You sure it wasn't
Please.
the other wing at the old Sevens boy, Zach?
No, lanky. He wasn't big and lanky.
He's talking about Jacob Stockdale.
Yeah, it must be.
But he's not a giant.
I said he's the biggest wing that I have seen.
No, he's not.
Being tall is not the only determinant for big.
You are wrong. Okay?
He never said he's part of the Nephilim, you dumbass.
Shut up. This show's going
He
horribly.
said he was a big wing.
All right,
Nobody
guys.
said he was a giant.
While we have this feel-good moment, why don't we go to our first segment? What caught your eye? Mike, what caught your eye?
Well, I just want to take a moment to ponder on that Leicester-Bath game, which, forget the result, because that didn't go well for me. But obviously the two teams involved were Lewis Moody's two teams. Lewis Moody was there with his family and a lot of 2003 legends from the World Cup, and it was a special day for him. Showed the rugby family at its best, the community spirit, the togetherness, which was great to see. Lovely moment, and he looks like he's up for the fight, even though it's going to be one hell of a fight.
Well said. John, what caught your eye?
Well, after I got the text from you saying how all the URC teams are loaded and then the Bulls just brought their third team, I started watching some games. Gloucester is horrible. It's surprising. I mean, they were at home. They were favored. Everybody said these guys are going to win, and Gloucester is just not a good rugby team. I don't know what's happened up there. Not a good team.
They took a lot of injuries in that game, though, as well, John. Like, they lost three wingers.
Look at the team they were playing against was all banged up, Mike.
Tactically on a pitch, when it goes on a 6-2 split and you lose three wingers, that causes some havoc against the...
You put the hooker out there.
They fooled everybody, Mike. I mean, you had all the bookies were on them. You had everybody that had simulations everybody was picking Gloucester. It was just they were wrong.
Going into the game, probably Gloucester were fine, but when they lost what they lost so quickly, then it was going to come down to some moments. And fair play to Bristol with the Fijian boys that stepped up, and their young Ten Worsley, he had a cracking game.
Yeah. Giff, what caught your eye?
Number one, I was right. There was a guy. I find it ironic that the person that you think that I thought was big is going to be the bald guy on this. No, I was talking about Werner Koch for Ulster.
He's 5'7".
Werner Koch.
Werner Koch?
Yeah, he's 5'7".
Werner Koch is not 5'7". I don't know
Mike,
what you're talking about.
Mike, I've met him. You've met him 1,000 times.
Werner
He's
Koch
short.
is a Sevens boy, the blonde-haired boy. With the long hair. He's about 5'9".
He's a mini Thor, but he's about 5'8".
You said he looks like you?
He looks like you?
Whenever he was
I didn't
about
say
to die?
he looks like me.
Man, you look like a cadaver.
No, Stockdale
I mean,
looks like me,
you
but he's taller.
literally, you look like you belong in a casket.
I didn't say he looked like me.
You just said he looked like you.
I
You
didn't
look
say
like me, a
Werner
mini Thor.
Koch looked like me. I said Stockdale looks like me a little bit because he's bald.
You said he looks like me, a mini Thor. That's what you just said.
I'm not the mini Thor. Koch is.
You just said that.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Werner Koch's 5'9". Werner Koch's 5'9".
He's 5'9" on a phone book.
All right, well, you know what? He was making everybody look a lot smaller, but
He's huge.
Hey, call it whatever it is.
Is he Ulster?
We're completely off the rails now. Mike, the last bastion of civility and knowledge, just said, is he with Ulster? Oh,
These Safford boys are moving around.
been there for 3 seasons.
Anyways, the Sharks continue to prove my point that anybody who goes from South Africa's international team to the Sharks actually cares about playing for the Sharks because they don't win against teams that they should definitely already be able to beat.
They only had 17 Springboks on their match day 23, Giff.
They're the Sharks. All right.
We're going to have to move along. We are really pressed for time right now. I'm just going to bring up that Bristol coach Pat Lam has to be in the early running for Coach of the Year, what he's doing with the Bears. And again, red and yellow cards, the discipline for the Sharks, surprisingly poor.
It's not surprising.
All right. Well, all right. We're way behind. We have to take a break. We'll come back with our Player of the Week and Grown-Ass Man candidates after this.
If you're in New York City and want to watch some great rugby, have some great food, and some great times, go to the world's best rugby pub, the Pig and Whistle on West 36th Street.
And we're back, and let's go to our second recurring segment, Player of the Week. And the nominees are Noah Calouri of Saracens, the 19-year-old 6'5" wing, had 5 tries and was unstoppable under the high ball. Jack Crowley, the number 10 of Munster, in a raucous Croke Park. Crowley stood out in all aspects of the game versus heavily favored Leinster, and more significantly should have put to bed the Irish fly half debate. More on that later with George Hook. Nathan Doak, the number 9 of Ulster, in their epic win versus the Sharks in Durban. The scrum half had 14 points from the tee, assisted on 2 tries, and steered the offense with great distribution and strategic kicking. Mike, who is your Player of the Week?
Mate, strong this week. I thought Crowley, fair play, but you can't look past a 19-year-old on his league debut. Getting 5 tries. Don't get me wrong, aerially, I've watched this kid for the last 2 or 3 years. I know about him, and his potential's huge. And aerially, he is a handful.
Is he as big as Beirne Cock?
He's a little bit taller than Beirne, but like I think, on the one hand, fantastic debut, but I also worry because people now are blowing sunshine up his arse, and they need to keep him firmly on the ground. And just, he's played 1 game. He hasn't gone against anybody that is proper handful yet. And I think let's just be mindful and keep our.
He's the best player to ever play the game.
Yeah, well,
everybody knows.
I'm telling you now, after Saturday, that's the way that people were talking, which was nuts. But he had an outstanding debut and deserves all his accolades and his little England training camp inclusion as a development player coming up. But let's keep feet firmly on the ground and keep this young man where he needs to be, because he's got some hard days ahead, probably, no doubt, when he plays against people like Tommy Freeman.
All right. Well, you can't do that to a kid. You can't put him against a Tommy Freeman. But who is your pick?
My pick is Calouri. I thought outstanding 19-year-old debut.
You just bashed him for half an hour.
I did, but he scored 5, and really he scored 6 because the penalty try was his as well.
And Crowley's performance, you're going to pick that?
I would. Crowley outstanding, but he's a seasoned pro, and you've been telling me he's the best 10 in Ireland for months, so that ain't a problem. But Calouri,
all right, okay.
One off.
John, who's your Player of the Week?
I'm going with Calouri. I think the kid is incredibly talented, but you look at the penalty try that he got for Saracens, he's going to get hurt. Everybody's talking about, he's this great aerial kid. You don't want a kid that talented jumping in the air that much, because somebody is going to break him in half. He's going to learn. He's got too much ability. He's a stud. He's going to get roughed up this year. I think he's going to make it. I think he's going to be fine, but there's going to be some rough seas ahead with that kid. But he is incredibly talented. What a find Saracen has in that 14.
Gift.
Continue on the same trend. Calouri, he killed it. I mean, it's already been said. What more do you need to add to it?
Okay. I'm the lone wolf here. I'm going with Jack Crowley, who had a match for the ages, tackling the biggest of the Leinster ball carriers in tight, hitting rucks as the fly half, the number 10, with his unbelievable kicking from.
You got a 19-year-old kid that scored 5 tries. And
and I got a guy that beat Leinster.
You're going with some Irish guy because you want to kiss his ass?
No, I got a guy that was basically the quarterback of a team that beat Leinster. It was Rocky versus Apollo. It was David versus Goliath.
All you got to do to beat Leinster is tell them it's a championship game.
Okay, all right. Sorry, Jack. Noah Calouri is our player of the week. Let's move on to Gift's favorite segment.
Grown ass man!
And the candidates are the 6'8" Alex Cole, the number 4 of the Saints. Hideous yellow uniforms, by the way. Stepped up big with his team shorthanded with some key runs and the nail in the coffin try to secure the win and cover the spread, more importantly, in a man-of-the-match performance. Tadgh Beirne, the number 6 and captain of Munster, was in the middle of every big play, including Munster's heroic defense with their backs against the wall for long periods of time. 5 turnovers forced, 18 tackles, and he returned from an HIA to get another key turnover. Ethan Roots of Exeter, a huge factor in the Chiefs collecting scalps versus the Harlequins, who were awful in a loss. Physical with and without the ball. Mike, who's your grown-ass man?
I think it's clear who it's going to have to be out of the 3, although I probably would have included your player of the week, Jack Crowley, in this category potentially for all of that he'd done. But because he's not in this one, you've got to give it to Tadgh Beirne. The turnovers that he's delivered, the tackles he's put in. He's the man leading from the front, Tadgh Beirne, but I'd probably allocate it jointly to him and Crowley.
John.
Chiefs collecting scalps? Who wrote that for you? Christopher Columbus's grandson?
One of the AI interns.
What an anti-native rhetoric is that? I can't go with him just because you said that. I'm going to go with Tadgh Beirne, even though he wears that silly little stupid cap.
Gift.
Yeah. I need you to stop putting insults on Munster. They're like 2 years out from a championship. For them to beat Leinster isn't like, that much of an upset. Like, it's more so Leinster to beat Munster. Munster at least has a championship in the last 3 years.
Bam!
Talking about.
That being
Leinster
said,
won the URC last year.
Glasgow won the URC
No, that was
last
2 years ago, as John made the mistake last week. No,
2024.
Are you you idiots. Mike, tell these idiots what's going on here.
Glasgow did win it in 2024, but Leinster won it in 2025, right?
Thank you.
Because it's 23-24, 24-24.
If you watched last week's show, you would have saw John getting buzzed for saying that on the show.
Didn't Munster win it 3 years ago? 2022.
We're talking about this year's reigning champion.
I'm just saying Gift's point is valid too, but
Glasgow won and Vernon is 6'5". That's what we've learned so far in this show. Gift?
I'll go with Tadgh Beirne because,
And I'm going to make it unanimous. So, Tadgh Beirne,
this week's grown-ass man.
Let's take a break. We'll bring in George. He'll yell about Jack Crowley a little bit. Then we'll bring you guys back and we'll make picks in the URC, the Premiership Top 14 and Picks of the Week. And we'll be right back after this.
Chicago! Rugby is taking over. The Rugby Pod is live in Chicago at Reese's on October 30th for one night and one night only. Get ready for a night of laughs, stories, and hilarious behind-the-scenes moments you won't hear anywhere else. Sponsored by J.R. Mahons and the Chicago Wolfhounds Rugby Club. This is a high-energy night you don't want to miss. Reese's, October 30th, 7 p.m. Tickets are limited, so grab yours now.
It is eating season. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. At Health Enhanced Foods, we got 17 baking mixes to be able to help enhance your holiday meals. Whether you're gluten-free, you need ketogenic, whether you are low FODMAP, whatever your special dietary need is, we have a baking mix for you. Go to healthenhancedfoods.com. Go ahead and use coupon code Rugby Odds to be able to get 25% off your first order. Let's get this season going. And honestly, whatever Matt's about to say next, just ignore it. It's not even worth it.
The smooth stylings of the TRO band welcoming us back. And we're back with Mr. George Hook, a jet-lagged George Hook, not calling in from Dublin, but from Portugal, where he's golfing. So let's get right to
headlines with Hook.
First headline, is Leo Cullen out because of his choice of Prendergast?
I think he's under pressure. Look, I've been telling you for a year that Prendergast isn't up to it. I just don't understand their consistent belief that this guy can do it. I'm sure he's a lovely kid. I'm sure he's a great rugby player, but he is not good enough. Now, Leinster played 4, lost 3. Now, to add insult to injury, Crowley was man of the match. So the pressure now is on not just Colin, it's on Andy Farrell. It's on everybody who thinks that Prendergast is the best number 10 in Ireland. He isn't.
So who answers for that? Is that because he's on Munster, he's not on Leinster, so it's not like Cullen has the chance or the choice of starting him over Prendergast. But who are the powers that be behind that cloak, that curtain, that decide who plays where?
Cullen is responsible for Prendergast at Leinster. There are other alternatives in Leinster. Forget Ireland. Kieran Crowley, Harry Beirne, both of whom are better than Prendergast. Now, in the order, you're going to have Ireland playing 4 international matches. And Prendergast simply is not good enough. He's not good enough.
No. It's not good enough. And, the two of us have been talking up Crowley this entire time. And that match that he had at Croke Park was one for the ages. He was all over the place on both sides of the ball. He's hitting rucks. He's tackling. He's taking down the biggest ball carriers in tight. He's making kicks with his left foot, his right foot.
You're an American, and you've been brought up on the NFL, and you think the game is all about tackling. It isn't. The number 10 is the quarterback. I'm now speaking in your language. The quarterback doesn't make any tackles. The quarterback controls the game.
Well, I'll argue that he was controlling the game by making tackles in tight in the inside channels, whereas a guy of a lesser cloth might not make that tackle.
Because I'm in Portugal on my holiday, I'll give you that.
All right. Thank you to Mr. George Hook for this week's
Headlines with Hook.
Thanks, George.
God bless you.
We'll be right back with picks that you don't want to miss after this.
And action. I'm Kieran Reid, and this is Rugby Wrap Up.
You need your cleats? You need them tomorrow? If you order today by 3 p.m. New York time or noon LA time, they can have them to you tomorrow. Young, old, male, female, if you're playing on turf, if you're playing on grass, if you're playing in the rain, you're playing in the heat, they've got you covered. RugbyNow.com. Go there now. From New York City comes America's longest running and most popular rugby show. The biggest names in Major League Rugby, MLR highlights, and big match previews. Rugby Wrap-Up presents MLR Weekly, made in New York City. And we're back, and we got to make some picks. And we got a championship in the NPC Canterbury in Christchurch, hosting Otago. Mike.
Otago.
John.
Otago.
Gift.
Oh, Canterbury.
Finally, a man of reason. I'm going with Canterbury.
No, I don't want that compliment anymore. Otago.
That's
that a boy, King. That away, King.
That's how you lose a fortune. That's how you lose a fortune. Being swayed by the public.
Hey, it's not all about the money, Matt. It's not all about the money.
It is now, damn it. I just got some Bills and Amex is calling me on the other line. Let's move on to the URC. Mike, who do you like in the URC?
Difficult to tell, isn't it? Because whether players will be rested or not with the internationals coming. But I'm going to go for Glasgow to do a job at home against the Bulls, who I just don't think will travel with any of their players.
Oh, that's a rematch in last year's the championship from the year before.
Hey, you know what?
Idiots. John, who do you like?
Leinster is forgetful. Nobody cares about them.
Yeah,
That's why.
They're just the reigning champions in the URC.
Nobody cares. Stormers are undefeated. I think they want to stay that way. You never know with these guys with who they're going to play, who they're not going to play. That's as much betting this today. I think the Stormers show up this week and win.
Gift.
I think this is finally the week that the Sharks actually beat who they're supposed to beat. Scarlets are coming in. This should be an easy wipe of a win for them.
Ulster down in South Africa, where the guys are bonding against the Lions, who absolutely suck, and it's even. So I'm taking Ulster to win.
Who told you they're bonding?
Jacob Stockdale, who's, according to Gift, 7 feet tall.
I don't know who Jacob Stockdale is. He just seems to be a bald brother that you want to support each time.
Premiership, Mike.
So Mike, Saracens puts up over 100 points pretty easy, and they look bad the week before. They got Northampton this week. They're getting 3.5 points right now. Which Saracens team is
Don't
legit?
forget, that's a Saracens team that played against a 13-man Sale team. That sending off hurt, and Saracens needed a reaction. But Saracens were so bad last week against Harlequins with their individual errors in the backfield. They weren't going to play that badly again.
No.
And Itoji was back, and he's a big, big difference.
Mike, you go first.
I think Harlequins will beat Newcastle, but I don't think they're going to cover a 20.5 point spread. I'll take Newcastle because I don't think Quins will cover.
John.
Game of the week. Saracens is getting 3.5 against Northampton. Give me Saracens to win.
Your nose is so far up Saracens' ass.
I actually bet money. Unlike you, Matt.
All right, you know what?
Who do not bet any money whatsoever. I actually bet money on these games.
Okay, I'll take the Saints. Okay?
You want to bet money?
Yeah, I'll bet money. I'll bet money.
How much do you want to bet?
We'll talk about it off camera.
How much do you want to bet?
I want to bet a toonie. That's a Canadian $2 coin.
You're not going to bet a Canadian dollar.
All right, because you don't have the balls. That's the problem. Gift.
That'd be your first bet ever on rugby.
Really? My career is a bet on rugby. Gift.
What odds did you get?
And I'm losing that bet.
Yeah, so far you're losing. You're just opposite of Dole Brunson. Look him up.
King.
I'm going to look at Sale versus Leicester. Sale got a terrible loss. Leicester got an overwhelming win. I think Sale covers against Leicester on this one.
I'm going to go with Bristol, getting 15.5 from Bath.
Didn't you already bet Northampton?
That's a side bet with John, like I did last week with Mike, with Munster Gift. Let's take a break, guys. Calm down. And then we'll come back and we'll pick the top 14 and go with our picks of the week after this. It's going to be a blast. We'll be right back. Hey, U.S. fans, you can tune into every match live on Flow Rugby. How do we know that? Because we're on there all the time. We are back, and we're going to go to the top 14, a little French pick. Mike, who do you like?
Well, I'm going to go for a little cheeky away win, which will be...
What the are you doing?
That will be La Rochelle winning on the road at Lyon.
John.
If Toulouse played mad, it'd be the battle of the asses. Badass versus dumbass is what it'd be. I'm going to bet on the badasses. I'm betting on Toulouse to win at home. They are awesome this year.
Gift.
Bordeaux over Bayonne to yada yada at home for yada yada score.
Is Yada Yada playing on the wing, or is he in 13?
Is he
He's
from
the
Georgia?
biggest wing I've ever seen.
I know. I'm going with Stade Francais -5.5 at home versus Montpellier. And now it's time for John's favorite segment, Picks of the Week, Johnny. Who do you like?
All right, Maddie. I'll pick a game. Maddie. How about Ospreys over Dragons? They're both awful. I'm going with the least awful team, Ospreys.
Mike.
I'm going to go for a Perpignan to beat Montauban on the road.
And by the way, the greatest computer in the history of the world, Grok, billions of dollars poured into it, agrees with the legendary coach, Mike.
Gift.
Looking at that Northampton Surrey game, like Champ said, I think that's the game of the week. Over 50 points combined in this one.
I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to go with the over 48 points in the Quins versus Newcastle match. And on that note, I want to thank John Bradshaw Layfield, the WWE Hall of Famer turned rugby advocate, King Gift Egbelu, the inventor of heights, Mike Friday, the 3-time Olympic sevens coach, George Hook, the Irish rugby legend, and thank you. Please don't miss MLR Weekly with Global Rugby sponsor Gallagher's CMO Chris Reed. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube, sign up for our weekly newsletter, and please join our American Red Cross blood donor team.